Hi, it's Ryan, and today I'm going to do a top 5 video. I know they can be seen as filler content or a bit lazy, but I'm doing a video a week and my time is limited, so I'm going to do a filler video here, combined with a week off so I can pad out videos I have and get more consistent content. Today's video is a top 5 about my favourite Infinity thing, heavy infantry. No real limiting factors here, just my 5 favourite, or well, top 5 and 3 honourable mentions, heavy infantry. Why? Well, I want to talk about the units I really love and convince you to try them out and get a bit of a discussion going on it. I think they're a great part of Infinity with a lot of breadth, so I want to show them off. I'll be largely sticking to factions I play, so military orders, Caledonia, Cosmoflot, Assassin Baram, and Tunguska Jurisdictional Command. Let me know what about your favourite below and we can chat about our experiences with them.
Mendoza!
Yup, I used that meme again. Mendoza, the Flame of the Lord, the man who acts like petrol is £1 a litre. God, that nearly killed me when it hit £2. What a fun profile. A big, take a look at me, I deal with me or I start dropping bodies profile. I like big numbers, so seeing a BS14 min-6 who starts in the midfield with continuous damage is just a great thing. I'm like a moth to the flame. If you get to go first, then use him to do a ton of damage and make your opponent's life hell. If he can wound it, he can kill it, potentially in one order. He's like a small tag or a bear. You put him down and becomes a puzzle on how to solve this thorny, fiery boy. Some people will do it in 2 orders. Some might not have an immediate answer. And it's great when that happens. Then entertaining plays come from both sides. He can't link, which is fine. He's a great solo piece who can clear out the midfield and enemy drop zones with enough orders. And finally, he has fire nades, which I love and wish more people had, because a petrol bomb seems easy enough for Infinity. Patchers have them now, but Mendoza had them first. Santiago. Yes, another knight, but I really like Military Order, and they have a lot of heavy infantry. In my Military Order faction breakdown, I absolutely gushed about them, about being a great toolbox unit, and I love when a unit just works. They're specialists, shooters, they have 360-degree visors, templates, decharges, melee threat. Put them in a situation, and they potentially have an answer to it. And they're not like stupidly overpowered, just costly, so it's fair points-wise, to be honest. Oh, and if you need something else, you can just combat jump in. The absolute fantasy of just dropping out of nowhere and blasting from the dust while it's settled is peak anime and Infinity. Yes, I know it's kind of Space Marine-y fluff-wise, but I reject that as they're very still human. Very dedicated Knights of the Order of Santiago. They remain firmly Marines in space rather than Space Marines. But that's only part of why I like them. The idea they actually do a job. They do something. They protect the human circular trade routes from pirates and combined army, and boy, do they look good doing it. I don't think there's ever been a bad Santiago model. I will be painting mine black, yes, very edgy, to match their logo, but also to show that they're spacebound, home in the inky blackness of space, that they can transition to the tight room-to-room boarding actions on spaceships what their loadout suggests, a perfect mixing of fluff and crunch. Slight non-HI tangent, but my brain board is like 50% tight room-to-room corridors and 50% hangar with 0G, long lines of sight, and an infinity board to give everyone whiplash. I feel like there are so many good heavy infantry. I wanted to include some here, and how could I not include the Montesa? I swear this isn't a military orders only video, but damn, how could I not include the Montesa? I love fun concepts, and Knights on a Bike are perfect. What's even better is that it's not bad. In fact, it got better with the new ITS season, and will probably make lists pretty regularly. Got to love when fun is competitive, and vice versa. They can do a lot. They can gunfight, they can melee, they can boot the all-important buttons, they can look like a travesty with that double helmet. Mono-wise, that is so odd. It's almost like so egregious that it endears to me. Like it's a character-building flaw. I love it. And to be honest, if I wanted to get rid of it, I'd just keep bash it away because I love a good hobby project. It's bizarre. I've always had success with them just zooming around and kicking in teeth, which is fun. And that's definitely worth an honourable mention. Greys. I love them. They fit and hold Caledonia together so very well. I love their near wildcard flexibility, and they just let us keep up with shooting. Sure, they're not as tough as the Mormers, the Volks, the veteran Kazakhs, or a lot else on this list, but damn do they bring what they need for so criminally cheap. All of the profiles have good guns, smokes, grenades, so they can be self-sufficient. Sensing a theme here. I like those that can do their job without having to build a list around them. Model-wise, which is also big in me picking my favourite infantry, I love all four models. The N3 HMG is authoritative, commanding. The N3 Star Part 1 is dogged, ready for a fight. He knows he's outgunned and the twin shotguns are derpy, but has a lot of character and a hilarious concept. And the old HMG has fire in her belly. They're, in my opinion, very much still fitting in with the sci-fi world of Infinity, which you can tell, yes, this is 200 years in the future, but for them, something happened. They diverged, they took it on the chin, and got on with it. Despite their light armoredness, they look like they can take it, and I don't think I've had a Caledonia list without them, as they just do their job and stay standing for as long as I need them to. Ire. I really like when heavy infantry do something different, and this is fairly different. First off, a hollow mass, hollow echo, heavy infantry with a massive surprise attack bonus, which means it could do some damage. It's not as good as the other two heavy infantry and assassins Param because, I mean, it's hard to beat the Asawari, and the Boktar is really nice. But I love mediocrity, so the IR is straight in my wheelhouse. Couple of kind of meme profiles with the fact it has hidden deployment and the aforementioned marker stakes, which I know has given many tournament organisers a headache. But there is something to popping out of hidden deployment with 3 markers rather than 1, even if it's only drop zone bound. The issue is the loadouts are either a shock marksman rifle or a breaker rifle, zapper, and panzerfaust, which I like the latter more since it's got the 2 pistol pose, which is very much a then I started blasting, and it's a fun model. I think of the 2 profiles, I will use the breaker one because it's a better pose, better tools, probably with forward deployment, although hidden deployment with the shock marksman rifle might be fun, especially when you get to deploy to move up and fight something that's just a little too close. In general, it's a fun piece I want to try. Talk about fun pieces. I liked them before the rework as I have a thing for line heavy infantry, and I liked the Magisters before as a cheap aggression unit. Now they squished them together to make a rather frightening, if not very numerous, unit, with some solid fluff behind it. It's really nice to have another unit that just works. It charges up the board and does things. 3 of them, and you can have an ARO options, bursts, specialists, and tin bots to be entirely self-sufficient hires. Or you can run them as solo, and they're not bad that way either. Now that they can core link, meaning that they can complement the action pack so well, and really sell them as the secondary line troopers of MO. A standing militant order who works with whatever to get the job done. The models are ace as well. I would have loved the shotgun model, or the SMG to be more prominent on the CCW model, but honestly only slight complaints. The missile launcher looks like he's about to nail a Shang-Chi or a Morat who's offended him. The SMG Spec Ops look like he has a place to go and knows sword in hand it has to get it done. Finally, the Spitfire is a come-at-me pose that drips religious fury, a dangerous character you don't want to be near, which, let's not forget about military order, they're all religious zealots, and not in a positive sense. I take them every military order list because I know they will either do the work for me or facilitate others to do work, which is just so nice to have a fire team or model to trust to help others out, much like the Grey. Finally, there are peak military orders, which is to say they run forward, shoot, get in close, stab, find an objective, and push that button. And I always remember, melee might not be optimal, but it's really fun. I like light heavy infantry, I like line heavy infantry, but in RPGs I love playing the tank, the brawler, the big lad, and oh boy does the Soldat have that. He is a whopping 6 armor, which I think is only matched by like Achilles and maybe some combined army aspect on an S2 model. It's impressive for a non-tag, non-silhouette 5 plus model. Stats aside, the design is great. I love the idea of an armoured spaceman, and the designers nailed it. I can't wait to see all the other profiles in metal. Profile-wise, he hits like a truck 5 ways to Sunday. Burst 5 T2 rifle and a Harris with Panzerfausts and flamethrowers, or take an AP HMG plus 1 damage. Not a Mormor, but he can still bring down a tag if he needs to. Let's not forget his AP heavy pistol, or basically a spaceman with a Dirty Harry style revolver to blast anything that gets too close. Finally, profile-wise, he has a portable autocannon in a Harris, which is great. If you don't know what a portable autocannon is, it's a shorter range but harder hitting missile launcher with burst 2, damage 15, AP plus explosive, with no template. Very nice. Additionally, he gets MSV1 to blast people and just let them know that nowhere is safe. Overall, a fun model all round. He could have been Silhouette 5, but Corvus Belli and Ariadna Fluffwise went hard to make him Silhouette 2, and it was 100% the right call. Now just give him 2 wins. Oh, and one last thing. Some say he's the successor to my number 1, but sometimes there can be really no pretenders. The Cosmo Soldat might have given away, but the Mormor is my favourite HMG. Why? Again, it's the chunkiness of the armor, the ability to take the hit for the little guy. The design sold me on him before he got a juiced profile. It's fantastic CB design. Big armoured shoulders, a Hellgas/Wolf Squad style mask, a frickin' shield which has a knife slotted in to defend himself at a moment's notice, the ammo wrapped around his wrists with a professional look of, I'm here to shoot him and do my job. The backpack sets him in the battlefield. He's not on parade, he's moving place to place on duty. He's a soldier and he's here to lead. And that's just one model. I have all 4 versions of the Mormors and each one is great. Just heavily armoured soldiers here to do damage while the softer lads move up and do their thing. And that's peak heavy infantry in my opinion. That's what I want to see in my heavy infantry. The quality of their armour and the training. And Mormors have that to extreme. Yeah, they're landed elites. And Mormors are about the Scottish equivalent of an Earl, but they're still the professionals' professionals. Well, how? Well, in Caledonia, you don't get to be the top without backing up diplomatically or in a fight. I'm not sure why Corvus Belli still sells them, but I hope they come back and get another glow up because stat-wise, they're fantastic. Finally, it was my first Infinity model. The one that I found looking through the store and said, wow, this game's going to be great. It sounds so mad, but I was staring at the boots and seeing the treads and going, damn, the artist is good. The whole model sold me on the game. I trust Corvus Belli's quality for it. It was my first and my favourite and my ambassador to Infinity in my mind. That's why the Mormor is my favourite heavy infantry. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. The next video is going to be a little more fun. Let me know what you think about this one down below. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, thank you very much for watching.